Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Let me get my pockets cleaned out here so I'm not sitting on keys. All right. What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well in the Wired fam. We got some good stuff tonight. All right. So let's see. It looks like we got about 41 people on. First of all, like I said, hello, hello. Thank you for joining me again tonight. Let me make sure everything's going here. I got my camera. I got my mic. We're good. I got y'all's comments. We're good. We are rolling. So for the 41 people that are watching right now, we're going to dig tonight. And we are going to do that courtesy of Crappie Cove in Maryville. So I got a phone call a little while ago. And they said, that's Crappie Cove right there. Crappie Cove in Maryville, Tennessee. All right. They called me a little while ago and said, hey, give away an ACC rod from us on your live tonight. I said, sweet. Let's do it. I like it. Yeah. I love giving away free stuff. All right. So we're going to give away an ACC crappie stick here in just a little bit. We're going to do that probably same way we normally do. I'll ask a question. First comment I see pop up. Okay, guys, listen. My comments are a little bit behind y'all's comments. When you comment on your screen, it's going to pop up to you first. But the way they come to me is how whoever answers correctly when those comments come to me will win that rod, okay? So we'll do that here in a little bit. Stay tuned, stay attached, stay plugged in, stay with us, all right? We're going to give away an ACC crappie stick. It is going to be, I believe they said a 5.5-foot dock shooter, I think is what they said. If you're not a short rod kind of guy like I am, you may be able to talk them into another rod. I do not know, but you can always try. So anyway, I think that's what they're going to look at giving away is a 5.5-foot dock shooter. Great rods. Love the rod. It is a really, really good dock shooting rod. So it's a good brush rod too. Casting, pitching, all that good stuff. Real quick, we're going to go over tournament. First of all, had an East Tennessee Crappie Club tournament last Saturday on Fort Loudon. We were very successful in that tournament. We actually won that tournament. I'm sure you guys saw the photo on the live. Very blessed to win that tournament, guys. Very blessed. It was a very tough tournament. We're going to get into that. Okay, we're going to get into the win. We're going to get into what led us to that, what led us to the win, and the changes we had to make on the lake that day. So got a lot of good information coming at you for that. We're going to go over the strategy for that, the actual tournament day, the changes throughout the day, what the fish did with the changes that we were dealt, with the weather we were dealt. A lot of good stuff coming your way tonight, okay? A lot. So I'm going to try to get through a lot of it. In the allotted time that we have. We normally are on here about 2 hours, but I'm going to try to get through it all before then. And we're also going to talk about weather pattern, these winter storms, okay? Stephen Webb, thank you, Stephen, for the super chat. I appreciate you. 2 thumbs up for Stephen tonight. I appreciate you, buddy. Guys, if y'all don't know what a super chat is, that's a way for you guys to give back to Wired for Crappie. It's a way for you guys to give back to the channel, to keep me on the water, producing great content for you guys. They help tremendously. I cannot tell you guys enough how much the super chats help the channel and help keep me doing this for you guys, help keep me out there on the water with fuel and oil and products and this and that. And it's just a blessing, a very, very, very high blessing for me, for you guys to give those. So thank you, Stephen, very much. If you don't know how to give a super chat and you want to give a super chat to the channel, right down below in the where your comment bar is, there's a little money symbol. You click on that and YouTube will walk you through how to give a super chat. Everything on there is secure, guys. I give super chats to my favorite YouTubers all the time when I watch their lives and their different things they've got going on. It is secure. So you guys can donate, give a super chat if you'd like, or a super sticker anytime you want. It will highlight to me, so I'll be able to pop down on your comment, say thank you. If you have a question, please, by all means, guys, put a question in there. I will immediately stop what I'm doing. I will answer that question. If you can only be here for a few minutes and you need me to answer something that quick, throw it out there in the super chat. I'll get right to it, and we'll get your answer to you if you have a question, okay? So thank you, Stephen, again. I appreciate the super chat. God bless you, sir. Thank you. Let's see, where was I? So yeah, we're gonna go over everything tournament day. Okay, we're gonna really get down into that, what we saw, what we had to do, and how we had to adapt. And then we're gonna talk winter storms, what these winter storms do to these fish, why it sets fish up in certain areas. Since the tournament, I've had 3 or 4 different people call me and say, Matt, we were on fish, we were catching good fish, and then day of the tournament, we caught plenty of fish. We caught 100 fish. We just didn't catch any big fish. Why? Where are the big fish at? What are the big fish doing? Help me catch those seven tournament fish. What can I do? So we're going to go through that as well. Where to locate those bigger fish, why those bigger fish move like they do, what drives those fish to move like they do. We're going to get into all that, okay? Also, got a box. Y'all like my box? It's a nice box. It's brown. It's smooth. It's got tape on it. It's got a label that has my name on it. And it also has Bonehead's name on it. And I like it. Got this in the mail yesterday. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to wait. And I'm going to open this up tomorrow on my live. And we're going to look at some new stuff that is in this box. And we're going to look at some baits that are in this box. Is this pumpkin and chartreuse in this box? That's probably the next question. No, it's not. This is not pumpkin and chartreuse stump bugs that are in this box. However, could maybe some of them make their way to a box at some point? I'm not going to rule that out just yet. But in this box, it's not pumpkin and chartreuse stump bugs. So, but we are going to go through that. We're going to open that up here in a little bit too. Let me get through saying hello to you guys real quick. Let me breeze through here, see who all's on tonight. I haven't looked yet, so Larry McBride, thank you for being here. Hang on, Larry. ATTE1, thank you, sir, very much, or ma'am. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate that very much. It's a blessing to me. As I said before, guys, you have no idea how much those help. I appreciate you very, 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 very much. God bless you. Thank you. And let's see. Here's a question or comment. Hello, Matt, new member from Southwest Pennsylvania. Been watching live since you started. You give the best info and genuine help. Congrats on the tournament. Thank you very much. I'm glad that I can help. That's my passion. Guys, my passion is to help people learn, become better fishermen. That's why I've always done what I've done. I started East Tennessee Crappie Club because that's what I wanted. That's a vision I wanted to push forward. I started the channel because that's a vision I wanted to push forward, and I continue to push and drive towards that goal. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. Glad you are enjoying the channel, and thank you for being here, and thank you for the super chat. Thank you very much. Slabbuster said, I want that box for Christmas. Yeah, it's a nice box, you know. I've been kind of chomping at the bit to open it up myself. So it's a nice box. We're going to open it up. I'm going to let you guys open it with me. It's like Christmas for all of us, right? So we'll open that up here in a little bit. But let me go back. All right, Larry McBride, hello. Terry Greer, hello. Ron Hall, what's going on? Matthew Kofelt, hello. Jamie Nelson, Daryl Quarles. Dan H. from Chicago, Chad Hillard, Mike S. Thank you. Mike S. says congrats. Dan H. says congrats. Thank you guys so much. It was a very hard-fought tournament. Matthew says congrats on the tournament. Clint Mayer, what's up? He says, what's up from Carrollton, Georgia? We got Mr. Ronnie Harris. We got Rusty Prophet. No, Rusty, you're laying it on thick, my friend. You're laying it on thick. Let me tell you something, Rusty. Guys, there's some behind the scenes stuff right here. You guys just don't know. This is closed door hush hush right here with me and Rusty now. I'm telling you. Rusty, you're good, man. You're good. But Rusty's laying it on thick. Let me tell you something. All right, so Slab Buster, chilly in Bama. It's chilly in Tennessee too. Don't let it fool you. It's cold up here, downright cold. I was waiting on it to start snowing today. It rained all day, but I was waiting on it. Blake Hawk, good evening all. Hope everyone is staying warm and dry. Guys, everybody tell Blake thank you. Thank you, Blake. Blake is the owner of Crappie Cove in Maryville, Tennessee, and he is giving away the ACC rod tonight. So thank you to Blake from Crappie Cove in Maryville, Tennessee. That is Inside Gunnies in Maryville, okay, guys? Thank you, Blake. If you guys hadn't looked, they have a Facebook page and Instagram. Crappie Cove is doing it right. You can pick up the phone, call them. You can order right there from them. Wired discount gets you 10% off of all the gear they have at Crappie Cove. They've got Bonehead. They've got ACC. They've got B&M, Ozark. I believe they have some Ozarks left. They've got baits. They've got, like I said, Bonehead, Jiffy Jigs, Crappie Magnets. They've got Canine Line. They've got Fluger Try-On Reels. It's just endless the stuff they got. They do have a website too. You can check them out online, www.crappiecove.com. And thank you to them for giving away that rod this evening. We're going to get to that here in a little bit too. Y'all don't let me forget, because I'm bad about that. So don't let me forget the free stuff, okay? So let's see. Let's go back up here. Who all we got with us? Slab Buster again. Hello. Heath McDaniel. Good evening. Aaron Recht. Steve Webb from Central Texas. Robert Johnson, Southeast Arkansas. Hello. Jimmy Pratt. What's up, Jimmy? Mr. Jimmy Pratt put some structure in the lake today. I seen that, Jimmy. I'm watching your Facebook. I know what's going on. I'm out there watching. I'm like a private eye, man. I don't miss stuff. You put stuff in the lake, I know about that. I'm telling you. Now, you don't know I got you drone footage, too. I know right where you put it. I'm going to fish at this weekend, but that's okay. That's okay. I appreciate you. David Strickland, hello. Ashley Coffee, what's up? Tyler Key. Darren Roberts from Fort Worth, what's up? Alan Wetzel, hello, hello. William C. Heidi Clark, hello. Asleep, what's up, my man? I am well. Hope you're doing well, too. Well, that's once I lost my spot. Boom. All right, back up. Here we go. David Moyer, what's up? Jackie Jordan, hello. Oh, Asleep got jokes tonight. Are you a short guy or a short rod guy? I'm both. Ha. You know I was going to answer with that. Thought you had me, didn't you? I'm both, my friend. I'm one and the same. Heath McDaniel, windy Saturday. Yes, it was extremely windy Saturday. And we're going to get into that, too, here in just a minute, Heath. Kentucky Coal Roller, what's up? Hello. Josh Sanders, hello. Rodman, what's up, man? That sounds weird. Hey, how's it going? All right, let's see. Anybody else? The Mower Medic. Hey, ladies and gents. Hello, Mower Medic. What's going on? James Rowan, hello. Jerry Hall from Gunnersville. What's up, Jerry? Tim Payne, hello. Jeff Lose, what's up, my man? What's up, Jeff? Talked to Jeff earlier today. We had a good conversation. Robert Love, hello. Oh, Heath McDaniel says snow possibly Thursday. Of course there is. If it's going to snow, I want it to snow. Look, guys, I'm a snow guy. I like to take the truck out, go out in the snow, drive around, look at all the pretty white trees and go, ooh, ah. I love the snow. I love everything about the snow except for the cold, but I love everything else about it. I like driving in it. Kid at heart. Larry Merrick, what's up? Ron Hall, hello. A lot of thanks for Blake. I'm getting a call. Hang on, I got to take this, guys. We're going to take it live. Hello. Hey, man. Yeah, I'm actually live on YouTube right now. You're live with me on YouTube at the moment. You're not on speakerphone, but you're live on YouTube. Can I holler back at? Are you going to be up for a little bit? Can I holler back at you here in just a little while? Okay. If I don't get back to you this evening, can I give you a shout in the morning? Okay. Yeah, I'll give you a shout. Thanks, buddy. All right. Bye bye. Sorry, guys. Had to take that. That was important. All right. So Barry, hello. Let's see what we got going on. We got Wade Burris, hello. Let's see. Drum King, what's up, Drum King? Jimmy, don't put stuff like that on the live. What's wrong with you, man? You're supposed to call me personally. You're not supposed to put stuff like that on live. Delete that. How do I get that out of here? I can get that out of here. No, don't put it live. Good Lord. Look, guys, hang on. Every time I get y'all live, my wife starts dancing at the door. My office it gets bad. My wife can break it down, okay? She can break it down. And she always gets right there in the glass on my door. She just goes to dancing and twirling and doing her little jig. And I tell you what, it's distracting. She does it on purpose. I swear she does. She does it on purpose. That's why I stay married to her. I don't know. She's just nuts, I guess. Clint says he just bought a 10-foot ACC from Crappie Cove. Thanks, Blake. Josh Hurst, hello. All right. 73 people watching. Guys, don't forget, before the end of this live, we're giving away an ACC crappie stick. I'm going to ask everybody a question. First person that I see their comment pop up on my news feed will get a free rod ACC crappie stick from Crappie Cove in Maryville, Tennessee. Okay, so stay live with us. Don't go anywhere. If you have to go somewhere, leave your computer on, or if you have things to do, take your phone with you. Stay with us, and hopefully you'll have a chance to win that rod. Okay, guys. So let's start off with the tournament. You guys okay with that? All right, let me leave it up to you guys. You guys want to start off with opening the box, or do you want to talk about the tournament and everything that transpired there? You want to hear the story of the tournament, or do you want to start off with weather patterns and winter storms that come through and how that affects fish? What do y'all want to start out with? Let me know. I'm going to grab some stuff down here because we're going to go over some of this tackle. You guys ever seen these Cabela's throw bags, by the way? Not a sponsor yet. Okay, Cabela's, not a sponsor yet. But these little throw bags, this is my go bag, my tournament go bag, okay? This has everything that you see back here on this wall in all these boneheads. Well, I'll show you. But this is just my tournament bag. So when I fish with my tournament partner, myself and my tournament partner have the exact same boat. We both have 690 VSs, okay? Sometimes we'll fish out of my boat. Sometimes we fish out of his boat. So this is his boat bag, all right? This is my go bag when I'm fishing out of his boat. I grab this, and that's what we go with. So I got all my stump bugs, right? I got all my jig heads. I got boxes of jig heads. Some there, some there. I got all my jig heads. I've got a scale in here, a separate scale for weighing fish, I think. Unless I lost it or left it in the boat, which I probably did. Yeah, I think I left it in his boat. So there's that. I had a scale. I'll get it back. Anyway, these little Cabela's bags, they're like $15. They're really great. They really are. So anyway, that's my go bag. I have a go bag, and this is it. It's got couple other things. I got scissors in here for cutting braid. I got forceps for getting hooks out. I got my clips. There's my clips. So I was telling you guys about my clips to clip fish with. There's my clips. These are a little used, but that's my clip for clipping fish to keep them upright so they can naturally fizz themselves. I got slip floats in here. I just got a little bit of everything in here. So anyway, that's my go bag. Let's see. Where is everybody at? All right, box. F. Chesser, what's up, Frankie? Frankie Chester's in the house. What's up, man? Box, 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 box. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of boxes. And then I'm seeing some tournament, box then tournament, box then weather. All right, we'll start with the box. Let's get in the box. Everybody likes stuff. All right, let's see here. I'm going to back you guys up just a hair. Sliding you out, coming down. All right, let's get in the box. That is not a switchblade. It comes out from the front and not out the middle, but it is spring loaded. So there you go. That is a Kershaw. I like my Kershaw. All right. Let's get in on this, man. See what we got. So I get asked all the time. So I get asked all the time. I swear it's Dr. Pepper. It's Dr. Pepper tonight, guys. Swear it. Not a drinker. Dr. Pepper. All right. I get asked all the time, what are my favorite baits? What are my go-tos? What do I use? What colors do I like? Well, this is going to clear all that up. Because when I send in an order of boneheads, this is what I get. Okay? So we're going to go through it all. There are some different bait profiles in here. I will say that. They're not all stump bugs. The reason being is because we're going to get off the stump bugs a little bit. We're going to start using some slim sticks. We're going to start using some, well, let's just go through here. We'll get all of them out while we're going through, okay? I'm going to move the box down a little bit. We'll put it down here. Okay. So we got the box. Boxy. Are y'all just ready for me to do this? I'm stalling at this point, aren't I? Yeah. Everybody's like, shut up and take stuff out of the box. All right. So let's go through some of the stump bugs first. Everybody knows Matt likes stump bugs, okay? So let's go through some of those. Let's start off with the staple, the go-to anywhere, everywhere, and in between, the black and chartreuse stump bug, all right? Without a doubt, a staple for me. You can tell because I have a whole little bag full of them right here, all right? I don't remember how many I ordered. How many did I order? That's a good problem or a bad problem to have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 packs of black and chartreuse stump bug right there. 8. All right. What else? Ooh, it's a mixed bag right here. I like mixed bags. All right. We got a couple different colors in here. I should probably take some of these out and let you guys see them. This is called Bleeding Shiner. All right. This color, I didn't have any of these. I don't know why. I didn't have any. But it's black with red flake on top, and it kind of, the tails almost have a gray to them because that black fades out. And then, of course, everybody knows I like that silver. It's got that silver underneath, okay? So that's called Bleeding Shiner, and man, I'm going to put those to it. If that don't look like a real shad, I don't know what does, okay? I mean, good night. If that don't look like a natural bait fish, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Kenneth Pippins. Thank you, Kenneth, for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate it so much. I promise you it all goes right back into crappie fishing, and it goes back to making good content for you guys and keeping me involved out there in the fishing world and looking at all these new products, all this new stuff for you guys to review and keeping me on the water, okay? So thank you very much. I appreciate it, Kenneth. It is a blessing to me, and God bless you. I appreciate it, buddy. All right. So that's Bleeding Shiner. Comment from Kenneth to follow that up. Hi, Matt. Thanks for all you do. You're welcome, buddy. Thank you again for the super chat. I appreciate it. Now, we're not going to go – we're not going to show you this color. We're going to save this one for last. I'm going to set this one color right over here on the side, and we're going to go over it here in just a minute, okay? I have a reason for that. Don't yell at me and say, I'm hiding stuff. Don't tell me I'm hiding stuff. I'm going to show you the color in just a minute, but we're going to go. So Bleeding Shiner, Stump Bugs. Woo! All right, so there's that one. Oh, another mixed bag. Another mixed baggie. Let's see what we got in here. All right. Check it out. The blue and chartreuse stump bug. I like them. I like them. Got several packs of those. Yeah, good deal. My blue and chartreuse. I like it. Now, the bait that got me hooked, whatever, on stump bugs, on bonehead tackle. The actual bait, the very first bait I used with bonehead tackle. Okay, guys? Very first one that got me hooked on them is this one right here. This one right here. It is the Slick stump bug. It looks a lot like a monkey milk. It's a monkey milk color from Bobby Garland. That's kind of a go-to for people. They know exactly what monkey milk is. When you say monkey milk, they know. But Bonehead calls this Slick. So you can tell when I roll that, you see it's got kind of a blue reflection. So it's a clear bait. Okay, it's got black pepper in it, but it's got like a blue tint almost to it, a mirror tint kind of. All right. This is the bait that I very first used from Bonehead that got me hooked on Bonehead. And I'll tell you when that was, and you guys can go watch the video. It is not on my page, but it is on Brush Pile Fishing. I fished with Russ Bailey from Brush Pile Fishing on Douglas Lake. I did a show with him. It aired on the Outdoor Channel, Pursuit Channel, I think it was, not Outdoor Channel. It aired on the Pursuit Channel, Douglas Lake. Russ Bailey and myself fished on Douglas the morning or the night before. We were sitting at the dinner table eating dinner, and he says, Matt, he says, I want to use this new bait. And I said, okay, what is it? And I said, hold up, you're changing me. You don't like you changing me. So he says, I want to use a bonehead jig. And I said, what are they? Let me see them. So he pulls this out, and I said, man, that's it. Because I had been catching them on a monkey milk Bobby Garland. But you have to change the Bobby Garlands, as you know, you have to change them about every 2 fish because they tear. He said, I want to use these baits. I said, let me see some colors. Let me pick one out, see if there's one that'll work. So he hands me a book of baits, and I looked at this one, and I said, oh, that'll work. Let's use that. We used that on the show. We used the Slim Stick mostly, but we did use the Stump Bug as well. But that was the color right there. That Slick that got me hooked on bonehead jigs because I think we caught 72 fish in 2 hours. It was incredible. We pulled up, just started slaying them. It was crazy. So it was all in the guide. It was all in the guide. I promise you. I did put us on a couple of good spots that had a lot of fish on them, but the bait was just phenomenal. It held up, and it just. We hardly had to change baits at all. I think we changed baits maybe once, and then when we broke off, but that's it. Caught tons of fish on those baits. So that Slick was the introductory bait for me for Bonehead. Okay, so blue chartreuse, Slick. Woo! We got to hurry up. There's a bunch of stuff in this box. All right, is this a mixed bag? No, this is not. This is another staple for me. Purple and chartreuse, guys. Purple and chartreuse stump bug, love them. It is another go-to color for me. Let's see, get one out, show it to you. Purple and chartreuse. The chartreuse is amazing. I know you guys probably can't see that because it's really bright. It sucks up a lot of light, but purple and chartreuse got that silver metal flake in it. Just outstanding color. Great bait. Actually, funny story, we'll get into Loudon here in a minute, but thought that was going to be the color on Loudon because that had been what I was catching them on, and then that flopped. We'll get into that in a minute, though. So, purple and chartreuse stump bugs. Got them. Let's see what else we got. Oh, right. Ooh, boy. The glow stump bugs. That is the Glow, the new for 2020, the new color bone. They have two new colors. This is one of them. It's the Glow Stump Bug. Wait a minute. Ooh, this is a good one right here. They're a good one. You like shooting docks? The Glow baits are it for shooting docks. This one is my favorite, okay? This is the Moonshine Glow. So everybody knows I like the Moon Dust, which is a silver, this color, right? And then they took it a step further and put a glow on the bottom. So the bottom of that bait is Glow. The top of that bait is Moon Dust, Moonshine Glow, right? Love that bait. Absolutely love it. Got a bag of those because I was almost out. I'm almost out of them. So got a bag of those. Love those. Again, Moonshine Glow. Love it. All right. I can't show you these yet. We have to set those to the side for 2. We'll get to that in a minute. Look, more Moonshine Glow. Stump bugs. Whoopsie. All right. Coming off the Moonshine Glow, going to the Moon Dust. Moon Dust Stump Bug. Let's look at it. That's got a wacky leg. That's okay. That's the Moon Dust. It's just that silver. So no glow on the bottom, just that silver. Now, outside of that black and silver, that's the closest thing to a shad I'll ever see. Right there. Look at that. I mean, really? Come on. That glitter in there. Deadly. Deadly, deadly. So there you go. There's Moon Dust and Blue Ice. Another call coming in. We're going to let that one go to voicemail, though. So there's the blue and white. It's like a clear with a blue flake, white on the bottom. That would be my son calling me from the living room, actually. Let's see who that is. That's okay. We'll let it ring. I think that's who it was. All right, so there's those 2 colors. Let's see, what else we got down in here. Now let's talk about some different bait profiles, okay? Let's get off the stump bug for a minute. Let's talk a little bit about some different bait profiles. So let's talk about the slim stick, because I generally don't show the slim stick as much as I probably should. It's a phenomenal bait. Like I said, the very first time I used them was the slim stick, and I use the slim stick a lot. It's a minnow type bait, just like you guys have seen everywhere. Here's the actual bait that I got hooked on with Bonehead, the actual one right here. Not the actual one, but you know what I mean, the actual color and profile. So there's your slim stick, okay? That is your 2 3/8 slim stick, all right? You can see that blue tint to it. That's the slick color. That pepper. Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal bait. I do not use them enough. I need to use them more, and I'm going to start using the slim stick a lot more in videos and things, just so you guys can see that they will produce fish just like the stump bug. So I got some of those. I've already got some colors. I've got white chartreuse, some purple chartreuse, and blue chartreuse, and all those different colors in the slim stick, but I went ahead and got a few more because I was running low on some of them. So there's the Moon Dust slim stick, okay? I did get some Moon Glow, or some Moonshine Glow slim sticks, because I did not have any of the Moonshine Glow slim stick. So there's the Glow. Okay. These are hanging right here behind me. Right here on my board. And every time I leave the room in my office, every time I leave my office and flip the light out, I don't know why, but I always turn around and look behind me. Actually, I reach in for the door, I guess is what I do. But I always look back into the office, and those baits are always glowing green. I mean, neon green. Those things are glowing like crazy every time I leave my office. So that's something that I notice, and they do work. I mean, they glow. There ain't no doubt about it. So that's the slim stick. And I'm going to start, like I said, using those a lot more on the channel, just so you guys can see that they'll produce fish too. Great, great bait. And it gives you a different profile, gives you a little different option. So slim sticks. All right. One more profile. This profile I have been in debate about since I saw it. Okay. Let's be honest about it. Sometimes you just see baits and you go, I don't really, it just doesn't do anything for me. But I've also been a huge advocate for getting out of your box. And I looked at these the other day again, and I thought, I just don't know that those will catch fish up here. They're great on some areas, but up here I just don't know. And I thought, you know what, Matt, you're not getting out of your box. You're doing the exact opposite of what you preach, and that's wrong. You got to get out of your box, and you got to show yourself that you can do it with other stuff too, right? So I went ahead and got some, and now that I have them in my hand, I actually really like them. I thought they were a lot bigger bait. I thought they were a lot bulkier than they actually are, which I'm kind of kicking myself for not fishing with them now, because I always thought they were so much bigger. But it's that bait right there. Okay. So it's a beaver tail, right? And I always kind of thought to myself, that thing looks huge. Like, I don't know why I would ever use that up here, because our fish just aren't as big up here. And I don't know that I'd ever catch a fish on that up here. And then, like I said, I got them in this box, and I'm looking at them now, and I'm like, they're not as big as I thought. Kind of stupid. But anyway, foot in mouth. So yeah, these things I can already tell can be fished multiple ways. They can be fished this way with a hook, or they can be fished this way. I think that I'll fish them this way, but I think I'll probably tear this, because this will actually tear. So it's got a perforation in the center of it where you can actually tear these legs. And look, now I got like a frog, right? So almost kind of like a little frog. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of liking it. They call this one the brush glider. Okay. So I'm kind of liking it. I think we're going to use these a lot too. And I kind of like maybe putting that on a jig this way, fishing docks. Maybe it'll fall. Maybe it'll have a little bit slower fall to it too with that beaver tail. We're going to do some experimenting with that one. That one's going to be fun. Rusty Prophet, thank you, sir, for the super chat. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, Rusty. I appreciate it, buddy. Which color works best on chick, or which color is your favorite on chick? Chick, black and chartreuse, pumpkin and chartreuse. Zoe's Glow is a good one. John Deere is a good one. I don't think I have any here. A lot of good colors for chick. Greens. Black and chartreuse is my go-to, but yeah, that would be my colors. Thank you again for the super chat. Chris. Thank you for the super chat. What did you just say? Your fish are not as big over there? Geographically speaking, the fish in Texas are generally a little bigger than the fish in Tennessee. Yes, I will say that. Now, do we have our lakes over here that I would put up against some of your lakes down there? Absolutely. Do you guys have more 2-pound fish down there per capita? Yeah, probably so. But do we have lakes that I would go head to head with you any day of the week on a live? You fish your lake, I fish mine. Let's see who fares better in weight. Yeah, we've got lakes over here that'll do it. So anyway, that's that. All right, so brush glider. I've got those in a couple different colors. I got some white and chartreuse ones. I got, obviously, the Moonshine Glow. I got that one because that's my newfound favorite friend in the whole wide world. And then, of course, always my special friend, my Moon Dust. So we're going to start using those a little bit, see what we can do, see if we can't catch some fish on those. I'm thinking it's going to be fun. We're going to catch some fish, but I am kicking myself a little bit now because I always thought they were bigger. I don't know. I guess I had a perceived vision of the brush glider, and I always thought it's got to be big, right? It's got to be this big old fat wide thing. It's really not. It's really kind of smaller than I thought. So anyway, we're gonna use some of those. Keep an eye out on the channel. We'll be using those. I still do have 2 colors over here that I went through, but that's the reason why I don't want to show those yet. Woo, goodies. Making a mess. All right, what's this? Guys, I'll tell you, one thing, you ever play golf? Guys that play golf, your little golf ring, you know, you put on your seat or your bag or your front of your boat, you clip that onto the bottom of your live scope or whatever, give you a little ring. It's a towel. The other day I fished and I had my bibbed overalls on, and it's just subconscious to me. My hands got dirty, you know, with fish, and I kept wiping it here, or I kept wiping it on my pocket, on the side of my pants, on my bibs and my jacket. And I got in the truck the other day, and I took my bibs and my jacket off before I got in the truck, and I laid them in the back seat. And I went and drove home, put the boat up, went inside, came back out the next morning, got in my truck, and it was awfulest, foulest, nastiest fish smell from all that fish slime that I had on my jacket and stuff. So having a towel in the boat is going to be handy, right? So Bonehead has some towels. They've got their little loop ring on them. They've got their little hook that comes with them. It's pretty neat. You can clip them, like I said. You can clip them up there on your live scope on the mount, or you can clip them on your the mount for your live scope. You can clip them on your seat. You can clip them anywhere. But just having a towel up there that won't blow away when you're running down the lake, that you can wipe your hands on, is pretty handy. So I seen these and I thought I'm gonna get me a couple. But I got one in black, and everybody knows I like red. If you've seen my boat and you've seen my shirts and you've seen all my stuff, I like red. Red's a good color for me. I like it. So I got a red one too. Wipe my hands on, keep my hands clean. They're great little towels. They're inexpensive too. They're not very much, but I like that little D-ring on them. And then this thing right here, these things will save your face. If you have not tried one of these, not just in the summer, but in the winter too, if you have not tried one of these, you got to try one. So this, they call it a hoo rag. I call it a face shield. I don't know. It says hoo rag on the box or on the package, but Bonehead hoo rag. Hoo rag. But what this is, for those that don't know it, is this is a face shield. Okay. You can have your hat on, and you can pull this up over your face like so. When you're running down the lake, you can pull your hat down. It goes over the back of your hat, okay? You can pull it up over your hat like that so it keeps your hat from blowing off, and you can pull it down so it covers your nose and your mouth. And you can put I put sunglasses on, or glasses, right? I put glasses on, and then you can run down the lake, and this thing will keep you warm. It'll also keep the sun off of you in the summer. So, you know, you can bring it down a little bit in the summer. You don't have to have it all the way over your hat in the summer to keep your hat on, but unless you're running down the lake. But anyway, pretty nice. I like them. I like the hoo rags. So, or face shields or whatever you call them. So picked up one of those. That's my box. That's it. Took a little while to go through it, but hey, that's okay. That's my stuff. Restocked, ready to go, ready to fish some more tournaments, right? So let's see what you guys are saying here real quick. Andy said he thought it was a special order of pumpkin and chartreuse. I said that earlier. Not yet. So, I saw somebody says, Andy Perry says, what's your favorite color? My absolute favorite color would probably be any day of the week, whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, would be black and chartreuse, probably. But it's hard because there's a lot of really good colors. My favorite color is the one the fish will hit, but no, black and chartreuse is probably my favorite color mostly. All right. If I missed any questions, I'm sorry. I'm going to go on to the tournament because we've been on for about 46 minutes, and I'd like to start talking about the tournament a little bit, okay? Hang on a minute. I see a bunch about the brush glider being a good bait. You know, it was just in my head, guys, to be honest with you. It was just in my head, and I should have never allowed myself to set up that way mentally. I should have always got some and tried them out before let my noggin make an opinion on them, right? So I'm going to try them. We're going to put them to good use and see what we can catch on them. I mean, I have a feeling now that I've seen them and held them, I have a feeling we're going to catch a lot of fish on them. I'm looking forward to it, as a matter of fact. Probably do that this weekend, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna catch a lot of fish on some different stuff. We use some different stuff on the channel, so it'll be a lot of fun. All right, so let me scoot y'all back up here so I can sit back a little bit. Yellow. All right, so let's talk about the tournament a little bit. I fished Loudon. I didn't fish Loudon a ton. I fished Loudon probably 3 weeks before the tournament. I think it was 3 weeks exactly, actually, before the tournament, and caught some giant fish on Loudon. That particular day, I was pushing 12 pounds with 7 fish. I just caught some really, really big fish on Loudon. And where I caught those fish at, I felt like I got a text about the hidden colors. We're gonna get to the hidden colors in just a second. It's part of my tournament spiel. Okay, guys. So yes, I hid 2 colors. We're gonna get to those in just a second. I didn't want to go over those because I wanted to tie them into this tournament discussion. Okay, so I felt like those fish that I caught would be there as long as all of the conditions remained consistent, and as long as we didn't get any kind of that winter weather, which is part of what we're going to talk about tonight too. So with that being said, I watched the weather. I kept an eye on barometric pressures. I kept an eye on water temperatures. And I thought to myself, okay, it's good. And then all of a sudden, the week before the tournament, it was like this huge winter storm or winter weather storm advisory thingamabobber that everybody hates when it comes through, and everybody's, all these barometric pressures start doing this every day. The entire week of the tournament, it was like that. You had pressures that were swinging. You had extreme cold temperatures at night. You had water temperatures that plummeted every night. And I knew when I saw that, it was going to be different. I knew that it was going to set up different than I caught them 3 weeks prior. Okay. So the week before the tournament, my fishing partner and I said, we got to go to the lake. We got to do a little exploring. We both took our boats. He took his, I took mine. We launched at the same ramp. He went from that ramp south. I went from that ramp north, and we just spent time looking. All right. Now, where I caught those fish at 3 weeks prior was in the creek, back in the creek, probably almost a springtime pattern. Okay. When that weather changed and all those pressures started changing, I knew that was going to change. And the first thing I did was get out of the creeks. So I started looking at main lake stuff. I wanted to find those. Well, let me say this. There's an added, I guess, what am I trying to say? There's an added factor. I'll get it in a minute. There's an added factor to why they were in the creeks 3 weeks ago. And that's because East Tennessee lakes, they're drawdown lakes. They draw our lakes down in the winter for flood control. Okay. The lake had been spilling for 3 weeks when I found them back in the creek. Okay. When those lakes, and I'm not talking about generating power, I'm talking spilling, where they had floodgates open, water spilling, all the lakes were running. There was a lot of current out on the main river, out on the main lake. There was a lot of current. It pushed those fish back. Okay. The combination of steady weather before the tournament, when I caught those big fish 3 weeks before, the combination of steady, consistent weather and current on the main lake pushed those fish back into the creeks. All right. When that current stopped, which it did the week of the tournament, they shut that current down and they said, we're at winter pool, we're done. Actually, they got a little below winter pool. They shut it down and said, we're done spilling. We're not spilling anymore. No more spilling until further notice. Bam, shut those gates. Went back to just generating, 1 generator, 2 generators a day, whatever. That current stopped, plus that cold temperature and that pressure while that pressure moved in, it slammed those fish in the head and they went, ooh, that sucked. Let's go out and hang out on this main lake. All right. So that's what we went with, the intention of trying to find fish on the main lake. The current stopped. We could fish out there. You could present your bait properly. Those fish were out there. The bait moved out there. Everything set up to be a main lake tournament. So the week before we went, we looked for that stuff. I found one area on that lake, okay, that was probably no bigger than a 100-yard circle that had eight or nine. I think it was eight. Maybe it was 9 piles of structure in that 100-yard circle. Okay. And I found a group of nice fish. All right. I saw them on the down imaging. I saw them on side imaging. I did stop and catch one fish. Okay. So I stopped. I caught one fish. It was a good fish. It was a 1.5-pound fish. I said, I'm done. I left. That's it. I didn't care. I saw them on the down. I saw them on live scope. All the dots looked the same size. I was like, I'm done. Went and looked at some more spots. That was a mental note for me that said, that is where large fish like to hang out. Okay. Mental note. The day of the tournament, we caught 5 of the 6 fish we weighed in, or 5 of the 7 fish. We weighed more than 6. 5 of the 7 fish that we weighed in came off that area, or out of that area. Now, that area produced 10 pounds of fish. Well, 9 3/4. Produced 9 3/4 pounds of fish. And then we called up a couple along the way the rest of the day that got us to 10.13 or 10.16 or whatever it was. But that one area is what won the tournament for us. So because as we were able to put everything together, we were able to think, kind of outside the box. What's the weather doing? What's the current doing? What's the pressure's doing? What's everything together doing? Okay, we were able to be successful that day. Now, and the reason I wanted to talk about it and go into this detail about the tournament is because I've had 4 or 5 people call me and say, we aren't able to catch big fish. We can catch 100, but we can't catch the big ones. Why? What's going on? That's why I want to go through this, the thought process that goes through finding the larger fish. And let me say this is very important. The larger fish, if you're going to tournament fish, there's a difference in catching 7 keepers and 7 tournament fish. Okay. In order to catch those, this thing's making my neck hot. I'm sweating. In order to catch those 7 tournament fish, okay, you've got to stop fishing for the small fish. If you get on a spot and you catch little fish, move, leave. Go find another spot that has larger fish on it, okay? If you catch a small fish, you might want to catch one or two more, but if you catch 3 or 4 little fish on a spot, leave. Chances are you're not going to catch a bag of large fish there, okay? Large groups of fish generally aren't your 7 tournament fish, okay? Generally speaking. There are exceptions to that. I'm just saying, generally speaking, that's not going to be your 7 tournament fish. So the next thing I will say that was a huge factor is when those fish are in shallow water, first of all, big fish are more sensitive to those pressure changes and the water temperature changes. Big fish are more sensitive to those changes. All right. It's just like if you get sick, you just want to lay in bed. I don't feel good. Leave me alone. I just want to lay in bed. I'm going to sleep this off. Go away. Turn the lights out. Give me some NyQuil or Dayquil or whatever you do. Leave me alone. But if you've got kids or ever had kids or know somebody that has a kid, you ever see a 4-year-old get sick? They're snotting, snorting, blowing, sneezing, coughing, and you can't keep them in bed. It's like, lay down, you're sick. No, I'm not. I feel fine. Shoo! And you're like, you're sick. You have a fever of 102. Lay down before you give it to the rest of the house. And I get ticked, right? I'm a parent. I know. All right. So fish are the same way. Those smaller fish are not affected by those temperature changes and those pressure changes as much as those larger fish. Those larger fish are more seasoned. They feel that stuff more. It affects them more, just like getting sick affects you more than it does your 4-year-old. Okay? That's my opinion again, but I've seen it time and time again. So you can still go in those creeks, in them spawning areas in the winter in cold water and catch those 10 to or 9 to 11-inch fish. But if you're looking for those 14, 16-inch fish, you gotta leave. You gotta leave that stuff. When those big pressure changes come in, you gotta move. You gotta leave. Okay? You gotta go find that structure that those big fish migrate to. Big fish will roam more than little fish. Little fish are prey. All right? They got to be careful. Those 4, 6, 8 Chickamauga, those 11-pound bass swimming in Chickamauga, that 9-inch fish rolls out there by himself in the middle of that channel. There's an 11-pound bass waiting for a snack. Okay? That 16-inch crappie rolls out there in front of that 11-pound bass. He's going to think twice. You know why? Because he's going to think, I don't know if I can swallow that. I think I'm going to stay right here for a minute. Maybe something else will swim by. Those big fish are more I can't speak tonight. They're more mobile. They're going to move around a lot more than those little fish. Okay. So now that I'm having a hard time speaking, the next thing is that shallow water. Those fish are also going to feel those temperature drops more. Okay. It's just like if you're laying in bed. I like analogies. Okay. I like to try to relate what's going on in the lake with fish kind of to what our daily lives are, right? So fish in shallow water, when there's a temperature change, a large temperature change, think of it like this. Think of it if you're laying in bed at night, okay? And all you've got's over top of you is a sheet. And at 12 o'clock, your heat goes out. And it's 32 outside, okay? You're going to realize that heat went out, and you're going to wake up rather quickly because all you got over top of you keeping you warm is a sheet, right? You're laying in bed with 3 comforters over top of you and a heated blanket. Your heat goes out at midnight. It's going to take a little while for you, if you ever figure out that your heat went out, till you wake up the next day and look at your thermostat and you're like, when did the heat go out? Or you wake up and you get out from under your covers and you go, dude, what happened? Fish in shallow water, think of them like that sheet, okay? They don't have a whole lot over top of them, protecting them from the element that's in the air, the temperatures, okay? The sun, the temperatures, all that good stuff. They don't have a whole lot over top of them protecting them from that. Those fish that are out there in deeper water, they've got a little bit more consistency to that water the temperature, the clarities, the depth, or not the depth, well, the depth, yes, but the temperature of the water, the clarity of the water, the penetration of the light, all that stuff, they can regulate out there in deep water. In shallow water, they can't regulate that. So when the pressure changes and the weather changes extremely, those shallow water fish are going to blow out. They're going to go somewhere more consistent. Okay. All that put together led us to going out there in open water on the main lake and fishing main lake stuff. Now, we did fish a little shallow on main lake, but the fish that we were catching were absolutely nose to the bottom, glued. You could not even see them on live scope. So that little area I told you about that we found, or that I found when we were looking pre-tournament, we rolled over it and I freaked out because we rolled over the first little pile and there was no fish there. And I about freaked. I was like, oh man, what are we going to do now? Oh, I hope they're on the other ones. And we went over another one, there's nothing there. We went over one more, there's nothing there. And it's like, where are the fish at? And I was like, look, last week, that first pile was absolutely slum loaded of big fish. We got to go back there. We have to go back there. Let's just look at it with the live scope. Maybe we missed something. So we went over and we put the live scope down. We're looking at the live scope, and I'm going, there's no fish there. We're in trouble. There ain't no fish there. And about that time, I saw the very bottom of the lake just looked like it was shifting, like this. And I said, hey, Darren, come here a minute. He said, what? I said, what's the bottom of the lake doing? He said, is that fish? I said, I don't know, it's moving. Give me a rod. So he got a rod, pitched out there. That bait went falling down. It got about a foot from the bottom, and about 10 or 12 fish went whoop, right up to that bait. And I was like, uh-oh, that's fish. We literally caught those fish off the bottom of the lake. Okay? What we were doing is I started out with a 16th ounce jig, and I have some right here. So, started out with a 16th ounce jig. That ain't it. It's in this box. This is the exact setup that I started with, okay? That is a crappie magnet head. That is a white and chartreuse stump bug. I originally thought I had 4 rods tied up. I had purple and chartreuse on 2, and I had white and chartreuse on 2. I pitched purple and chartreuse a few times that day in front of a couple fish, and they didn't even move. So I reached back, picked up a white and chartreuse, pitched it out there. First pitch, boom, nailed it. Okay, that's what they want. So I started throwing that white and chartreuse, and every cast they started nailing it. They stayed on that white and chartreuse, okay? So what we were doing, we were pitching it out. We were letting that jig fall all the way to the bottom of the lake, and we were hopping it, okay? And you let it fall, just let it fall, just dead stick it until it got down to the bottom of the lake. When it disappeared off the live scope, it was on the bottom. Let it fall, and then you just pop it. Let it fall, reel your slack, pop it. Let it fall, reel your slack, pop it. And you'd hop that jig, and they'd hit it. Okay? That's the way we were catching them during the tournament. We were not reeling it. We were not cranking it. We were not floating it, swimming it, nothing. Hopping it on the bottom is how we caught our fish. All of our biggest, well, no, I take that back. Not all of our biggest fish, because I did catch one, and we'll get into that in a second. I did catch one the conventional way, I guess, but he kind of surprised me. So one of our fish that we weighed in, it was one of our culls where we culled up. But so something else that changed, and I told you we were going to talk about the conditions the day of the tournament. So the day of the tournament, we started out that morning, calm, slick lake, cool, not freezing, cool. But we started out very mild conditions, very calm conditions, yet they were forecasting rain that afternoon. They were forecasting for high winds to come in about 10 o'clock. They did not disappoint. I assure you, the high winds did not disappoint. So started on white and chartreuse, wore them out on white and chartreuse. I mean, to the point where Darren said, okay, I've had enough. Give me a white chartreuse stump bug. He reached back there in his bag, grabbed a white chartreuse stump bug, threw it on, started catching fish. We were popping them left and right. Stayed on that color until about 10 o'clock. At 9:30, okay, the wind, I think it was about 9:30, the wind absolutely let loose. It did not disappoint. I'm talking sent rollers down the lake. I'm talking spot lock wouldn't even help you. It was so bad out on the main river. It was bad. And there were some guys that were able to navigate it, and we navigated some spots. You can get on the backside of some of the hills around here, and you can still get out of the wind a little bit, enough where you can fish. But if you got on the brunt of that wind, it was no. You couldn't present your bait to the fish in a manner where they would eat it. It was that bad. So wind howled. When that pressure of that front moved in, the fish absolutely stopped on white and chartreuse. Did not catch another fish all day long on white and chartreuse. Done. Not a bite. Threw it several times at a lot of fish the rest of the day and would not hit it at all. Why? Because the pressure changed. And I'm not talking just a little. The barometric pressure changed to a tune of about 50%. Just, okay. And it absolutely shut the fish down on white and chartreuse. They wouldn't touch it. Now, don't ask me why. I don't know. Is it a colored thing? Is it a profile thing? Is it just a fish we're done eating at the time? I'm telling you, the pressure change shut them down. I mean, when that front rolled in, it was done on white and chartreuse. Okay. So once we decided that, hey, this wind is just too bad. We've got to move. We've got to get on something else. Let's go look at some other spots. Let's do some gunning and running, or some running and gunning, or however you want to phrase that. We started moving around. Obviously, the wind was bad. The 16th ounce jig at that point was not keeping up. It just wasn't. So I continued to throw a 16th and tried to fish it, but it wasn't getting it, because by the time I let that sink down to the fish, the boat had moved so much that I was rather trying to fight keeping the live scope on it, or I was trying to fight keeping the boat to where you could fish, or we were too far from. It was just a nightmare waiting on that jig to fall down. So my partner actually went to an 1/8. He said, "I'm going to an 1/8. I can't take the 16th anymore. I'm going to an 1/8 ounce." He went to an 1/8 ounce. I went to an 1/8 ounce. Struggled to get bit. The fall was too quick is what I thought. I thought to myself, the fall's just too quick. They just won't bite it when it's falling that fast. So we started swimming a jig, trying to get them to bite a swimming jig. They didn't want to eat it that way. They didn't want it swimming above their head. They wanted it bouncing off the bottom. So I thought, okay, but like I said, when you're popping that jig and it's only popping up 6 or 8 inches with an 1/8 ounce head, it's falling right back to the bottom so quick they didn't have time to come up there and grab it. So what was happening is, again, it was falling so fast. We were hopping it. They weren't getting to key in on it and move up there and hit it. So I had some 3/32 ounce jigs, and you guys are going to laugh. For those that were on the live last week, I had one guy called me afterwards. He's like, "You don't like sickle hooks, do you?" I was like, "I don't have anything against a sickle hook. I just know that they're bent past 90 and they will eventually break. I don't mind fishing with a sickle hook. They will eventually break. That's my only thing about it, is they will eventually break, and they'll break in the same point every time. I don't hate sickle hooks. I use sickle hooks." So the only thing I had in a 3/32 was a light wire hook, pill head, with a gold sickle. Okay. So I thought the 16th was right. The 1/8 is too heavy. Let's switch over to a 3/32 and see if we can get bit. So I switched over, still struggled a little bit to get bit. But it was profile, it was color, it was contrast. Something wasn't adding up with the contrast of the bait. So I started playing with colors, right? I'm playing with colors. Darren's playing with colors. Now, mind you, I've got a partner this whole time, and we're a team. Okay, my fish are his fish are my fish. His mistakes are my mistakes, my triumphs are his triumphs, and vice versa, right? We're a team, we fish together. This whole time I'm talking about this, he's doing the same thing I'm doing. We're locked in, we're doing the same thing. He's changing, I'm changing, he's changing jig heads, I'm changing jig heads, he's changing baits, I'm changing baits. We're going through the gambit just trying to figure something out, right? That's why it's what makes great tournament partners great, because they're a machine. They're working hand in hand, side by side. I've got one of the best partners out there. I'll put my partner up against anybody's any day of the week. Hey, we fish well together. We really do. So anyway, he's doing the same thing I'm doing. We're trying to figure it out. Finally, some days, guys, Darren's the one. He figures out everything. He's like, here, you want to switch to one of these? I'm like, no, I'm going to catch him on something else. He's like, you want this? I'm like, no, leave me alone. And he's like, you want this? I'm like, yeah, give it to me. So it goes both ways. This day, it just happened to be a little bit more my side. But so anyway, I started changing. I started going through this thing of colors and contrasting, and I'm looking at the water, and I'm just trying to figure out something. I noticed that as we moved through the lake, the water was changing. Okay. And by water changing, I mean the visibility and the hue of the water, the color of the water had been changing, and we hadn't really been picking up on it. So I remembered something from a long time ago that I was told by an older gentleman, and he said, Matt, he says, in the winter, he said, for some reason, that dense water sets up in the bottom of the lake. And he said, for some reason, I can put red on and I can catch the absolute tar out of fish with red. He said, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, that lower third of water in the winter, when those fish set up down there, it's dense, it's dropped, it's full oxygen. For some reason, red. Well, I'd already tried moon dust, which you guys know I like moon dust. Okay. Oh, and by the way, that's one of the colors that was in the box, right? So there's my white and chartreuse. I didn't want to get that out quite yet, but there's my white and chartreuse, which helped us win Loudon. Okay. White and chartreuse. That was one of the colors. So I remember him telling me red. I thought, well, I don't have anything red with me. I'm thinking, okay, what do I have that's red? What do I have that's red? I got to have something red. So I'm digging through my go bag. I'm digging through there, and I'm like, where's red? Red. I know. I want to try red. And this just clicked in my mind that I remember him telling me that. And I thought, oh, crap, the only thing I have red is blood moon, which is moon dust on one side and red on the other. Okay. And I thought, well, let me try it. So I put it on red side down. All right. I threaded it red side down. I normally do the opposite. I normally thread it moon dust side down because I'm a big fan of moon dust, but I threaded it that way specifically because we were putting it on the bottom, hopping it, and I figured when it turns to fall, those fish are going to see red, and that's what I wanted. I wanted them to see red, and I put it on that 3/32 ounce head, chartreuse, known to get a reaction strike from fish, chartreuse with a red eye, and I thought, I'd eat that. Right? So I threw that out, and the very first cast with that, we pulled up to a new spot. I threaded this joker on. I pitched it out there, caught a 162, 163, whatever it was. I think our big fish was 1.6 something. But anyway, nonetheless, pitched it out there, closed the bail. Before I could even get the bail closed, the fish had it in his mouth. Set the hook, reeling him in. Darren looks down, sees him in the lake, and he goes, my gosh, he said, I think that's the biggest fish I've seen on Loudon. He said, don't lose that fish. And he grabs the net, nets it. We get it in. It's paper thin and it only weighed 1.6 something. But it was, if it would have had weight to it, it would have been a 2-pound fish. But nonetheless, started every cast after that, started catching fish, following it to the bottom of the lake, popping it. I'd pop it 2 or 3 times and they'd hammer it. Okay. Every single cast. And I thought, man, I'm glad I remembered that. Darren, after about 3 fish, Darren looks over at me and goes, all right, what are you using? I'm done. What are you using? And I said, red or I told him, I said, Blood Moon. He said, really? I said, yep. He said, okay. So he goes back there in the back. He grabs Blood Moon. He throws it on. He casts out. I'm still popping fish every cast. This is a funny one. So throw it out, pop one. Darren's over there coming right through the same spot I am. We're looking at the live scope together. His jig's bouncing, my jig's bouncing. And I keep catching fish. He's not catching fish. He says, why am I not catching fish? This is getting old. Today. I'm over this. Why am I not catching fish? I said, how did you thread the jig? He said, what do you mean? I said, do you have moon dust down or do you have red down? He said, moon dust down. I said, flip it over. He said, really? I said, just try it. Just flip it over. So he pulls his jig in. He takes it. He spins it around. He puts red down, casts out, first cast. Bam. Pops one. Okay. So now we found something. The rest of the day, we fished Blood Moon the rest of the day, caught fish the rest of the day. Now that whole spill in between turning off white and chartreuse at 9:30 and finding red or Blood Moon was probably for us 9:30 to 11. It was probably an hour and a half right there that we just struggled. Just what's this? What's that? Wind's killing us. Got to adapt to the conditions. What can we do now? Move here, move there, hit this creek, hit that creek, hit this mouth, hit that mouth, hit this point, that point, this eddy, that eddy. That all happened in about an hour and a half, and from there on out, it was go. It was blow and go, baby. It's blow and go. We were catching fish. We were moving. We were catching little ones. We'd catch 2 or 3. We'd move. That was our tournament day. So, I guess I went through all that to say, you always have to be aware of the conditions you're dealt. You always have to be aware of and I'm a very technical person. I'm very, I guess, in tune with everything that's going on, and I try to kind of overanalyze things a lot. And sometimes that sucks for me because sometimes it is my downfall as well, because I don't just go fish. I try to overanalyze it, but sometimes when you overanalyze it and you get it right, it's good, right? So that was kind of our tournament day. I've been asked a lot about how we caught the larger fish, and that's how we did it. That's how it's set up for us, and that's the cards we were dealt, and that's how we dealt with them. Okay, so hopefully that helps somebody along the way. I know it'll help some of our East Tennessee Crappie Club guys, because it seems like every time we fish a tournament, we're dealt that huge swing, that huge weather swing, huge pressure swings the week of the tournament. Seems like always. So, and then it started raining at 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock, it started raining. It rained the rest of the afternoon. So we fished the rest in the rain. Bass Pro 100 mile an hour suit did great. Did not get wet. Did not get wet till I got back to the weigh-in. And then when I got back to the weigh-in and started weighing fish, I got wet because I took all my rain gear off and fish splashed me all over the place and got a little wet then. But set the canopy up, stayed a little dry, but yeah, still got wet. Anyway, enough about that. So that was our tournament day. Let's see. I've not been looking at comments, and I apologize. Let me go back and look at a few of them real quick. Let's see. What do you guys got going for me? Can slice the tail down to make 4 tails. Yeah. Yeah. You could make a quad tail, I guess, I think that's talking about on the brush glider. Slab Buster. Hey, Sarge, if Matt would drive 150 miles south, he could get some of them biggins. Yeah, we catch some big ones. You just wait till the Watts Bar tournament, my friend. You guys wait till that Watts Bar tournament rolls around, then we'll see. Drum King, Blue Ice, Monkey Milk, Black Chartreuse, Blue Ghost, Mo Glow work very good on chick. Yep, they do. Let's see. Drum King. Matt, I like blackened chartreuse when it's dark, but midday in clear water. I fish on the chick. Will bite blue ice 5-1 over blackened chartreuse. So some more info from Drum King on chick. Drum King fishes chick a lot. Mostly always fishes Chickamauga. Thank you, Drum King. I appreciate the info. Dwayne Hooker, larger crappie tend to stay to themselves. Yeah, they do. They tend to stay by themselves most of the time. They tend to be loners. Dwayne is correct. If you find those big, large schools of crappie, you can still catch big fish out of those guys, but they're going to be few and far between as to, or as far as the larger fish. Okay. If you find those isolated fish where there's 2 here, 3 there, generally they're larger fish because they are loners. That's what you're looking for when you're fishing the tournament. Okay. Thank you, Dwayne. Yeah, Ronnie Harris says, thumbs up if you like the info. Please, guys, smash that thumbs up for me, okay? If you smash that thumbs up, it helps everyone know it's good content, and people watch good content. So if they look down and they see 325 dislikes or thumbs downs, and they see, 1 thumbs up, they're like, that guy stinks. I don't want to watch that. It'll waste my time. So smash that thumbs up if you like the content, please. Slabbuster says, big fish on the bottom here too, mud on their bellies. Yep, we caught a lot with mud on their bellies. Hey, pretty sure I caught a golden crappie during the tournament, by the way. At first I thought it was mud stained, and then I got to looking at it, and I was like, no, that fish is golden. I was like, hey, does this fish look gold to you? And I was like, wow, that fish is golden. Now, it wasn't full gold. It wasn't like one of those gold fish, but I am telling you, that fish was gold. I mean, it had a gold tint all the way down it. And, I mean, it was gold. Now, it wasn't saturated gold, but it had gold on it. It was a pretty fish. I should have taken a picture of it, and I threw it back without even thinking. I was in tournament mode, and I tossed it back. I was like, okay, that's too small. Woo! But it was pretty interesting. It was pretty neat. Heath says white caps usually not a good day. Yeah, it was white capping. Main Lake was white capping for sure. Jamie Nelson, how deep with the 1/8 ounce? So most of our fish came out of 13 to 16 foot of water, somewhere right in there, and they were all on the bottom, glued. Now we could move out deeper, Jamie. The 1/8 ounce didn't catch many fish, caught a couple, but not many. The 332nd is really what started putting it on them, other than the 16th. But we moved out deeper and could catch fish deeper, suspended. The fish were suspended deeper, but they were still at that 13 to 16 foot and 20 to 25. Excuse me. And but they were all smaller fish, it seemed like. So those larger fish were kind of in that 13 to 16 foot range and on the bottom, just glued. I got the hiccups now. Terry says, great stuff. Info as always. Thanks, Matt. You're welcome. Thank you for the kind words, Terry. I appreciate them very much. Jimmy says, I caught some on red today, and bite was slow, which was red moon. All right. Guys, listen real quick. We got 88 people on right now. We are going to give away not one now. It's going up. It's going up. Not one ACC rod. We're going to give away 2 ACC rods. So stay tuned. Stay on the live. We are going to give those away before we leave here. 2 ACC crappie sticks, okay? You will be able to get them for free. We're going to ask 2 questions, not just 1, 2 for an ACC crappie stick. Thank you to Crappie Cove in Maryville, Tennessee for that. They're donating those 2 ACC crappie sticks. They text me. They like y'all's participation. They like the lives. They're giving away 2. Okay, so stay on the live. We're going to give those away in just a minute. Okay. Call me camo. Red and white is one of my go-to colors. Man, it seems like there's times when I catch them on red, and there's times when they will not touch it. Winter in that deeper water, in that lower third of water column, for some reason, I remember that. It's popped into my head. I remember him telling me for some reason in the winter, in that lower third, red, they just annihilate red. And I remembered that, and it just clicked, and I put it on, and it just started busting them. So yes, red is a good color. I like it under certain conditions, and it worked. I mean, it put fish in the boat. We called up from 9.5, which would not have won us the tournament, to 10.25, which eventually, or won us the tournament, not eventually, but it did win us the tournament at 10.25. So it was a good color for us. We caught a lot of good fish on it. So again, let me just say that is Blood Moon. Okay, 82 guys on Blood Moon, and the white in chartreuse for Bonehead is White Lightning. Okay, they call it White Lightning and Blood Moon. So if you guys are looking, Crappie 2020, guys, don't forget. I always ask the partners with the channel to give you guys a discount. I always want to give you guys, I want to give back to you guys as well. So I always ask them for a discount code for the channel. Crappie 2020 is 15% off all your Bonehead tackle. Okay. You can also use Wired at Crappie Cove and get 10% off at Crappie Cove on your ACC rods, your reels, all that good stuff too. So take advantage of those discounts, especially the Crappie 2020 with Bonehead 2021. I don't know if that'll stay the same or if it'll change. I don't know. That's something I revisit with them every year. So we'll be revisiting that discount code, and hopefully it'll stay the same. Hopefully it'll be Crappie 2021. I don't know, but there's always a chance that could change. So between now and the end of the year, Crappie 2020 on the Bonehead tackle, Blood Moon and White Lightning is what we've been catching them on, or what we caught them in the tournament on. So anyway, Heath McDaniel said, pretty good group of people I met on Saturday. We really do, Heath, have a great group. It is a really special group of guys. It really is. I tell people all the time, I don't know anybody in our club that I wouldn't take my kids over there and let them babysit. If I needed a babysitter, I don't think anybody in that club I would have a hard time taking my kids to and leaving them. I mean, it is that great of a group of guys, and I really cherish the relationships that I've made out of that club. I really do. So anyway, it's holds a special piece of my heart. The club does. So I second that. Good people. Ashley, great info, Matt. Mental notes definitely made tonight. You're welcome, Ashley. Jeff said, better write those down instead. Lots of laughs. I know it was probably a lot that I went through, but hopefully it made sense. Hopefully I make sense. Do I make sense to you guys when I talk? Do I make sense, or am I just way out in left field in my own brain? Am I here and never make sense here, or does it come out with some type of understanding and some kind of logic? Is there any logic that comes your way, or is it just gibberish that comes out of my head? I wonder that sometimes. Larry says, that was some good info. Can you give some tips on how 2 guys can catch fish off one live scope? Tried the other day and spent time catching each other or slamming into each other's rods on the hook set. I can most certainly. We use 2 live scopes, so we don't have one, we have 2. It is very difficult to fish 2 guys off one live scope. Basically, if you're fishing 2 guys off one live scope, basically one guy just doesn't use live scope, okay? Or you kind of take turns casting. So you let him pitch out, and you kind of watch his jig. When he gets down to the brush pile, you can throw out. Then as he's retrieving, you're sinking. And then, once he gets back to the boat, you're retrieving, and then he can cast out. So you're kind of alternating casts. That's why I say having a tournament partner like I have is such a blessing. It really is. I mean, my partner and I, we fish. My wife tells me if I ever divorce her, me and him are probably going to end up married because we fish so well together. I mean, it's that bad. I'm sorry, but it is. It's a bromance. But no, in all reality, we fish well together. We just stay in sync with one another, and it's very easy to fish with somebody that you're in sync with. You fish the same way with, and it's just like clockwork. You don't have to ask each other what's going on. You don't have to talk about what you're doing. It's just clockwork. And when you have 2 live scopes in the boat, you can focus on yours. He can focus on his, and it just makes it that much easier. But if you don't have 2, we fished without 2 for a long time, and it's just you've got to alternate it. You've got to make sure that you're in sync. You got to make sure you alternate it. That way you're not hitting each other or getting tangled or, crossing each other's lines. You can't watch the screen all the time. You've got to watch, okay, he casted there. There's his ripple. There's his line. I'm going to pitch 5 feet to the left of him, pitch it out. Just got to make sure you're aware of your surroundings, not stare at that screen all the time. Okay, Larry? Ashley said, pen and paper is out. That's funny. Very good question right here. Very good question. Mike says, how long do you stay on a pile when they're not active before you move on? Oh, about 3 casts, 4 casts, maybe. Depends on how many more piles I have to fish. If I'm on a lake where that's the last pile I got, I'll stay there all day making them until they bite, if I have to. But if I've got other piles to fish, and I've got other structure, I've got other docks, I've got other stumps, points, rocks, eddies, whatever it is, I ain't staying there. I'll give them maybe half a dozen casts. If I put 3 casts out there by a fish and I see him on the live scope and he doesn't react to that bait, then I'll grab another bait, different color, different rod. I'll put maybe a couple more in front of him. I may grab one last color. I'll put that in front of him. If he doesn't bite on those, I'm gone, out. Now, again, fishing with a partner like I do in a tournament, him and I are a lot of time polar opposites on colors, okay? I may have on a red and silver. He may be throwing a blue and white. I may be on white and chartreuse. He may be on black and yellow. I mean, a lot of times we're polar opposites, which are good. We're still in the same spectrum of colors. We're still in those clear water colors. We don't get outlandish, but a lot of times we're using different stuff if we get on a pile that's not active to try to figure out, will one of those other colors activate those fish? And that's another great trait that I and my partner have, that we just know that each of us have that different go-to, I guess, right? Now, at the end of the day, he'd tell you the same thing. His go-to is black and chartreuse, purple chartreuse, white chartreuse. I mean, he's going to tell you his go-tos are very similar to mine, but when we're trying to activate fish, we do tend to grab for different colors, okay? So that's also a blessing to have. We always land back the same, but we always try different stuff too. But we're not staying long. If fish don't want to eat, we'll go find active fish. If fish aren't active, go find active fish. I've said that before. I'll say it again. If fish aren't active, go find active fish. Stacked vertically. Right, Heidi? Stacked vertically. Heidi says, Matt always gives me writer's cramp. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to be beneficial to crappie fishermen. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to give anybody writer's elbow or nothing. Here we go. The 1.43 I caught was on the bottom. I didn't even see it on live scope. We fished there all day, Josh. All day long on the bottom. Couldn't see the fish on live scope until they come up to get a jig. I mean, you'd pop a jig, you'd be popping a jig across the live scope screen, and you're thinking, there's no fish here. And then you get right into the base of the structure. That fish would come up and hit that jig, and you'd be like, oh, there he is. So that's there's some testimony. I mean, I'm not lying. There's other people that out there did the exact same thing. And Josh, if you would have seen that another time or two, or if it would have registered with you, oh yay, that one come off the bottom. Maybe there are big ones that are all on the bottom. If that would have registered, you probably would have had a whole lot better day. I don't know if you guys started fishing on the bottom at that point, but and maybe you did. But if well, I shouldn't have said that way, but it may have registered. You may have fished on the bottom the rest of the day, but if you didn't, if it would have registered, it probably would have been a whole lot more beneficial to you. You know what I'm saying? Terry Gear, great tip for all of your viewers. I use K9 Line. I bought one of those line spooler deals on Facebook. It works great. It takes all the line twist out, and you can use the line for weeks. Thank you, Terry. That is a good. I don't know. Maybe you want to share what line spooler you bought. If you will, that'd be great. Whatever the name of it is. I don't personally use a line spooler, but I'm respooling quite a bit. And I was using braid Saturday. I was using the bonehead braid. It's the 12-pound bonehead braid in orange. I have his orange. That's what I used all day. But I did tie a vicious 100% fluorocarbon leader. Okay, that's 100% fluoro clear. To my braid, I had about an 8-foot leader. Okay, that is that's 8 pound. I think I was using 6 pound, but that's 8. I use 6 and 8 both. I don't really have a preference on that, but that could have also had a little bit to do with it. Darren was using high-vis mono, I believe, or it may have been K9. I'm not sure. That 100% fluoro may have had something to do with it too. Could have had a little bit to do with it. I don't think so, because like I said, once he took that blood moon jig and flipped that joker over, put the red down, he started catching fish too. So, I mean, it was kind of 1-1 at that point. It wasn't 3-1 anymore. It was 1-1 again. So, I don't necessarily think that had a whole lot to do with it, but it could have. See a super chat. Larry Merrick. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Watch the Navionics 422 for the 142nd time. That's funny. I'm glad that's still helping you. I'm glad that's still helping people out there. I actually had a guy comment on that video, believe it or not, recently. Saw a comment from him. He was talking about the web app. And the web app is a great thing. You can go to Navionics web app and you can look at the lakes on your computer. The only bad thing is you can't. There's no GPS on that. It won't follow you around the lake, and you also can't set your contours, your depth contours, your shading, your color shading. You can't do on the web app. So there's limitations to the web app. And he commented and said you can use the web app for free. He's correct. You can. It's just limited. You can't use it with. In that video, I shared some ways that you can shade certain depths, like 12 to 18 feet, and you can follow that contour around the lake. You can follow the color instead of trying to read the contour lines. But I don't think he understood what I was talking about. So anyway, I don't know. But yeah, I'm glad you're watching. I'm glad it's helping you still. Let's see. Chad Hillard, what's your thoughts on pro angler rods? I had never used them, Chad, to be honest with you. I've been blessed to use a lot of different rods. I've used Wally Marshalls. I've used Lew's. I've used, Lew's and Wally Marshall, kind of the same thing, right? Lew's is making his rods, but They do have just Lose rods, and then they do have Lose by Wally Marshall or Signature Series. I've used all that. I've used B&Ms. I've used Ozarks, which you guys know. I love my ACCs. I don't have anything bad to say about B&M's Dock Shooters. They're 6-footer. Their 6-foot Dock Shooter is fantastic. But I love my ACCs. I hadn't used Pro Angler rods, or I'd give you some feedback. But right now I love my ACC, so I'll stay there. But I don't know if you've used them. Let me know what you think, or if you do use them, let me know what you think. And yes, we are going to get to the 2 rods. I promise we're going to get there. We're almost ready to give away those 2 rods in just one moment. All right. Let's see. Alan Wetzel said there's a couple in our club that every time we give away rods, they win them. And Alan's talking about them. It's pretty funny. Jamie says I make perfect sense to him. I see some more perfect slab buster, and Heidi say I make perfect sense. I'm glad I'm making sense to somebody, because sometimes I wonder if I'm making sense to you guys when it all comes out. I just start talking, and I hope it does make sense. But of course, I've had a little bit of a tough time talking tonight. It's been a little bit of a hiccup for me tonight, actually getting words out of my mouth. So, all right. Josh Sanders said, but we will from now on. So I'm guessing he's talking about the fish on the bottom. I guess maybe it didn't put 2 and 2 together on that. Will from now on. That's good. Sometimes they're there. Sometimes they're on the bottom. Sometimes they're not, but sometimes they are. All right. Terry says Piscafun spooler. Check it out. We'll do that on the line spooler. Kendrick Pemberton, have you used Slime Line? If so, what's your thoughts on it? So I have used Slime Line, yes. I actually, so when all this stuff in 2020 went down, East Tennessee Crappie Club had to postpone some stuff, cancel some stuff, so on and so forth, for the health and betterment of everybody. Anyway, we had to do it. We did it. During that time, I got to thinking, I sat at home and I thought, there's a lot of people that are sitting at home with nothing to do, and let's do something fun. Let's do something fun. So I got on our members only page and I threw something out there to the members and I said, hey guys, let's do a gift swap. Who wants to do a gift swap? I think it's like $10. $10 max. If you want to do a gift swap, put yes down here in the comments. You pick 2 people. Everybody picks 2 people they send a gift to. If everybody picks 2 people, everybody will buy 2 gifts and receive 2 gifts. When you pick their 2 people, message your 2 people, ask them if they have 2. Anyway, everybody got 2 gifts and sent 2 gifts. It was a lot of fun. And actually somebody bought me some Slime Line. Okay. I got Slime Line in the mail. So you went online, you picked something out, you sent it to them. It was a blast. I think there were some gifts that were bought that were over $10, but whatever. It was a lot of fun. It really was. It was something we did for the members just to keep everybody kind of plugged into one another and just do something fun. We need to do another one of those. I didn't do another one of those. We're going to do that. Members are going to get a message, not tonight because it'll be 11 o'clock by the time we get off here, but they're going to get a message tomorrow. We're going to do that. We're going to do a gift swap. So anyway, I have used Slime Line. Back to the original question. I have used Slime Line and, I like it. It holds up well. It serves its purpose for mono, and yes, Josh, I will. It serves its purpose, but I prefer it for a trolling line. If I'm going to troll, I prefer it for a trolling line because it is pretty stout for a mono. It's pretty strong. It's got a pretty high tolerance as far as stretch and breaking. So I think I like it more. It's a little bit stiffer line, and I think I like it a little bit more. Of course, I had 6 pound. They sent me 6 pound, and it's actually in my boat. I use it on my trolling rods, but yeah, I prefer it more for trolling, long line trolling, pulling planer boards, that sort of thing, than casting. It's not my preferred line for casting or shooting ducks, but good stuff. Bradley Baker coming on late. Always great info. Input on active target yet? No, not yet, Bradley. So we're talking about the Lowrance and Humminbird are coming out with their versions of Live Scope. Okay, one of those is the active target, right? I believe, if that's correct. Yeah, that's right. So, no, not any opinion yet. I got to see it to believe it before. Of course, when it comes out, next best thing, better than Garmin, gonna kick butt. Yeah, okay. Seeing is believing. Let's get it out. Let's see it. Let's put it in some hands. Let me get in a boat with somebody. Once I do that, I'll have an opinion. Right now, I'm just easing into it. I've read a lot about it. Have they come up with the same technology? I don't know. So we'll see. Jimmy says, I think that stopped. I stopped by Gunny's today. They did not have ACC 5.5 or 6 foot. I had to buy another brand for a gift. Well, that stinks. Maybe they got some after you left, Jimmy. That would stink too, wouldn't it? Oh, well, the truck came in at 4. That's funny. All right. Well, with that being said, we are going to get right into the ACC giveaway. So for those that weren't here earlier and they're here now, we got 84 on. Thank y'all first and foremost for being here. I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for being a part of the channel. It's growing. It's so great to see the growth, and it's great to be a part of. So the ACC crappie sticks that we are going to give away are being given away by Crappie Cove. I have their hat on, actually. I keep holding my cup up, but I have their hat on too. Crappie Cove in Maryville, Tennessee, inside Gunny's. Okay. They have donated the 2 ACC crappie sticks that we are going to give away tonight, right now, at this moment. So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to ask a question, and the first person on my screen that I see pop up with the correct answer is going to win. I'm going to take a picture of it with my phone as it pops up on my screen. I'm behind you guys a little bit. But when it pops up on my screen, the correct answer, I'm going to give you my email address. You can email me, and I will tell you how to get in touch with Gunny's or Crappie Cove at Gunny's to get your free ACC crappie stick. Okay. Now, I have been told that if you live in state or you live around Gunny's, you can go pick it up. No problem. If you live out of state, they probably will charge you the shipping just so they can cover their shipping cost. Okay. They're going to eat the rod if you'll eat the shipping. Okay. So you're going to get a really nice rod for a very low price at that point. So, anyway, is everybody okay with that? Everybody good with that? Yes, no, maybe so. You ready? You want me to give them away now and quit talking? I'm trying to stall so I can come up with 2 questions. I'm just kidding. I got my questions. I know what I'm going to ask. You guys ready? I hadn't seen anybody said they want one. Does anybody want a free ACC crappie stick? I'm just wondering. I hadn't seen anybody say anything yet. Maybe I'm that far behind. Am I that far behind? Surely not. Let's see. Oh, wow. I was that far behind. Yes. It's just all popped up. Wow, that's pretty cool. I am that far behind. Good Lord. There was literally like 40 comments just popped up. Shoot, yes, I do. Heck yeah. 8 foot, lots of laughs. Yes. Yep. Yep. All right, so I am far behind. Michael, hello from Greensboro, North Carolina. TCA, what's up, buddy? Good evening. Okay, enough reading. All right, question number 1. So we're going to see who all has been on this live for, well, at least 5 minutes, maybe 10, I don't know, 20. However long ago I asked. Who can tell me the name of the first color bait that we caught the fish on in the tournament Saturday? First color we used. What was the name of that bait? Not what color was it, what was the name of it? Go. Dun, 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 dun. Whoa, that was quick. All right, let's see. Who do we got? First color. Let me take a picture. I'm going to take a picture of my comment section. I'm going to show it to you guys, okay? I got to unplug them. And bang. The very first comment was actually from Slabbuster, but Slabbuster, that's wrong. Rodman Fishing. So we got, yeah, for sure, wanting the rod. Slabbuster Fishing. Oh, wink. White Lightning. That is correct, sir. Rodman Fishing. Congratulations. You were the first winner of the ACC Crappie Stick. Rodman Fishing. I'm putting my email address in the comments right now. It's info@wiredforcrappie.com. Okay. Please, sir, hit me up. Send me an email. Say, hey, I won the first rod, and I'll get it out to you, okay? Or I'll get you the information for who you need to contact over there. I won't get it out for you. I'll get you the information. All right, so Rodman Fishing. Congrats. Looking at all the comments here. A lot of you guys got it. All right. Question numero dos for the second ACC Crappie Stick. Let's see. I gotta come up with a good one. All right, I got one. Well, the last comment I have is from Rodman Fishing. It says thanks, okay? Well, I take that back. Ron Hall just put one that said stump buck. So we got Rodman Fishing. Thanks, Ron Hall, stump bug. Okay. What size jig head did I use with the Blood Moon jig when the wind picked up? What weight jig head was it? What weight jig head? Oh, that was quick. They're coming through quick now. They're coming through quick now. All right, there's Rodman. There's Ron Hall. All right, I'm taking a picture. So we got Rodman and then Ron Hall. Jimmy Pratt came in with a comment. And then the winner of the second ACC crappie stick, Josh Sanders. 3:30 seconds. Josh Sanders. So you got Rodman, Ron Hall, Jimmy come in with one, and then Josh Sanders. 3:30 seconds. That is correct, Josh. Josh, check out well, you have my info. Get with me, or Josh, you can. I think you've actually purchased from Crappie Cove before. I think. If not, holler at me. You've got all my info, Josh. Josh is a member of the club. You can get in contact with me. I'll get you the name for who you need to talk to up there. Okay. It'll be Jamie. So if you guys call Crappie Cove, and listen, if any of you guys call Crappie Cove, and you're looking for somebody that is absolutely sweeter than sweet, that will absolutely just do anything they can for you and never, ever, ever say no, Jamie is it. I'm telling you. You can call over there and talk to Jamie, and she is as sweet gets. Okay. So you can call over there, ask for Jamie. She will help you out. All right. So Josh, you can call Jamie over there. She'll hook you up. Okay. A lot of right answers. There's some 1/8 ounce. No, it was not 1/8 ounce. It was not 1/32. It was 3:30 seconds, guys. 3:30 seconds. So 3:30 seconds. The 1/8 ounce jig head was too heavy. Again, it was too heavy. It was popping up off the bottom and it'd fall right back down. It wouldn't give those fish time to react to that jig. So the 16th was the right weight, but we couldn't fish the 16th because it just wasn't heavy enough to get us down to where we needed to be quick enough before the wind just messed us up. So you got a 16th and an 1/8, a 3:30 seconds right in the middle of those. All right. And it was just enough to give those fish enough time to react to the jig, but it was fast enough to get the jig down there to the fish so we could actually present it to the fish in a good fashion and a good manner. Okay. So 3:30 seconds is the correct jig head weight. And guys, that's not always going to be what you need to do. That's not, I mean, they may have liked that faster fall that day, and we could have used an 1/8. Shoot, we could have went to a quarter and given it to them so fast that if we hit them in the head, they'd float to the top. You know what I mean? I mean, jig head popping up, boom, hits them in the head, and they float up to the top of the lake, and we just scoop them up with the net. But, you know, it could have been the opposite. It could have been they wanted a 32nd ounce head and just it fluttering down, and that would have been really tough. Ooh, that would have been horrible in the wind. But it's different every day. So don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to think outside your box. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Okay? Me included. Step out of my comfort zone. Pick up the brush glider. Go catch some fish. Should have never gotten that mindset, but I did. And I'm man enough to say I got in a mindset, and I'm going to break that mindset. Okay? Break your mindsets. Get outside your box. Go out there, catch fish. Have a good day. Enjoy the time on the water. And guys, I really want to just reiterate, thank y'all. Thank y'all for all that y'all do. Thank y'all for being here on Wednesday nights. Thank y'all for watching the videos. Thank you for giving me great questions to help make great content. Thank you to those who gave super chats tonight. Thank you so much. Those help so much. They go so far. And as always, guys, God bless. I appreciate y'all. It's been 2 hours. We're saying, say la vie, bye-bye. I appreciate it. If I missed any questions, I'm sorry. We'll catch them next week. Every week, Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. Oh, before we go, I've had a guy contact me this week who can't be at the lives on Wednesday nights. He works night shift during the week. Would you guys benefit, or do you think we would benefit if I did maybe a Saturday live? I don't know how often, but like a mid-morning Saturday live, like a 10 o'clock or something like that on Saturday, to where some of these people that can't be with us on Wednesday nights can participate in a live. I've gotten so many messages, and the gentleman that hit me this week, he's like, man, I want to be there. I got so many questions. I really want to be there. I just can't. I can't ever get off, and I got to work, and my family, I got to go to work, and da-da-da. So maybe we'll do that. I don't know. Leave a comment on the video, please. If you're watching this the next day, or if you're one of those that can't make it every Wednesday night, or if you just like a change of pace and to see it on a Saturday, maybe we pull it off Wednesday 1 week a month or something and put it on a Saturday morning. I don't know. I mean, just something different. Maybe there's more people that we're missing that could participate. So drop me a comment, okay? Because the live's going to shut off. If you don't mind, drop me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. I appreciate y'all. And as always, God bless. Video coming out Friday. And we will see you guys next week, okay? Thank y'all. And thank you again, Crappie Cove, for the ACC rods. We'll see you later, guys.